All right, let's jump into a deep dive on something pretty wild, honestly. Medical tourism, specifically in Thailand.
Medical tourism.
Yeah. Have you ever heard much about it?
I have, yeah. It's basically traveling to another country to get some kind of treatment, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it might sound kind of strange at first, going to a whole other country for healthcare. But the more you think about it, the more it kind of makes sense. Like, imagine this. You could get, world-class treatment at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
And Andy, you get to recover in, a beautiful and exotic location. Who wouldn't want that?
Might sign me up.
Right. So we've got this article here that really dives into why Thailand specifically has become, the place to go for medical tourism.
Interesting. So what makes Thailand so special for this? Aside from, the beaches and temples.
Well, that's the thing. It's not just about the touristy stuff. This article actually points out that Thailand has a crazy number of what are called JCI-accredited hospitals, 62 of them.
62. Wow, that's a lot. What exactly does JCI accredited even mean?
Honestly, I wasn't totally sure either until I read this. Turns out it's a huge GE deal. Basically, this JCI accreditation means a hospital meets super strict international standards for quality, safety, all of that. The same standards they use to evaluate hospitals in the US and Europe.
Oh, wow. So you're getting top-notch care. That's reassuring.
Right. And it's not just about the accreditation itself. The article also talks about how skilled the medical professionals are in Thailand. Plus, they offer really advanced treatments.
So it's not just cheaper, it's actually high quality, too.
Exactly. Apparently, Thailand has invested a tin-o-en in their medical education system. A lot of their doctors actually train abroad in places like the US, the UK, Australia. Then they come back to Thailand with all this expertise.
That makes a lot of sense. So they're intentionally building a system that meets global standards.
And it's working. That's a big part of why they're attracting so many medical tourists. Plus, there's the cost savings, which the article really emphasizes. They say procedures can be way cheaper, significantly cheaper than in Western countries.
Yeah, well, the cost of living in Thailand is generally lower, right? So that probably plays a role.
It does. Lower costs of living means lower operational costs for hospitals. Plus, the Thai government has actually put a lot of money into their healthcare infrastructure.
Smart. They're making healthcare more affordable and attracting international patients. It's a win-win.
I know. It's kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
But, okay, what about the actual experience for the patient? Isn't there a language barrier?
That's a good question. I imagine most hospitals that cater to medical tourists have English-speaking staff, right?
They do. Most of them do. And a lot of them even offer translation services. Plus, there are all these support services. There's this one called Allied Health Thailand. They basically help guide patients through every step of the process.
Oh, wow. So they really have the whole system figured out.
It seems like it. But, okay, let's be real. Traveling for a medical procedure is a big deal. It's a big decision. Are there risks we should be thinking about?
Well, yeah. I mean, any medical procedure has inherent risks, right?
Yeah.
That's anywhere in the world. But I think choosing a reputable provider is probably the most important thing.
That makes sense.
And that's where organizations like Allied Health Thailand come in. They can help connect patients with accredited facilities and make sure communication is smooth and everything goes, smoothly.
So they're like a safety net in a way.
Exactly. They add a layer of reassurance and support.
Okay, so it seems like Thailand has really thought this whole thing through. What do you think is the most interesting part of medical tourism in Thailand?
That's tough. I think for me, it's the combination of things. It's affordable, high quality, and then you have this unique recovery experience.
Yeah.
Imagine, you have surgery, and then you're recovering in a peaceful, beautiful, tropical setting. It's a much more holistic approach. It's not just about the procedure itself, it's about your well-being overall.
Okay, yeah. The idea of recovering on a beach does sound pretty nice. So, as we're wrapping up our deep dive here, what's the one big thing you want our listeners to remember?
I think it's this. Medical tourism, and especially in Thailand, is kind of a game changer. It's changing how we think about healthcare. Gives people new options for high-quality, affordable care. But it also makes you think about the future of healthcare globally. How is this going to change things in the years to come? It's a pretty big question.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think. Thanks for diving into this with me. It's been really eye-opening.
Of course. It was a fascinating discussion.
And to all our listeners, keep exploring. That's what deep dives are all about, right?